Hello fellow YouTubers, Google Plus followers. Way too much information. I'm simply just going to go over a little bit, and I would like to have my Mini and my iPhone work not as one, but when I switch off the Mini to the iPhone, I don't want to have to keep going and resetting up. That's one thing I like DJI to do. Remember 2 or 3 devices, and they only remember one. The Mimo app. When we open up the Mimo app, it doesn't do landscape. It only does portrait. And now when we turn the camera on, it's going to set up. It may take up to 30 seconds. It will show the landscape correctly, but it will not do portrait. Meaning, if you have this correctly set up, your videos won't be like this person or the Pocket 2 upstairs. And now I have to join. You saw the time it taken to join. It's connecting. And there you go. Everything down here is correctly. Everything's here is correctly. And look at this right here. And look at these right here. Everything is laid correctly, but your SD card, your Rocksteady, your battery, your Wi-Fi, and the remaining time. Even your camera's correctly. Now when I start to switch things, they now lay correctly. But over here, this doesn't lay correctly. And that's because of the real estate on the items here, the Mini. I want to hit the record button. You get a gain mic level. You don't have the ability to raise and lower it. The only thing here you're allowed to manipulate while it's working, a couple of things. Hit the auto. You can change the EV while you're recording. I like to keep mine at -3. The ISO will change and the shutter speed will change, but they will not change with your touch. If you close it and you go to the 3 dots, you're able to go to spot metering. If I hold the button here, you can see spot metering disabled. It's telling you your spot meter is disabled. In order to enable your spot metering, you would swipe down and you would hit the spot metering. It will enable. While the Mimo app allows you to do it while recording, you cannot do it camera only. Well, GoPro has the advantage where you could hit it while recording. So here we are. We can enable it because it's not grayed out. We simply press it, close the screen out. We can now touch the camera and cannot, yeah, there you go. You could now drag it, pick a spot, hit the check mark, and it's right here. You can see right there. Now if I want to move it again, I can't. I can hit the X. I could long press my screen. I could raise and lower my EV setting, and I could just tap it wherever I want. On the camera, you can see it's over here. It moves. It's down there. Can I raise and lower my brightness? No. So that's one advantage right now with the Mimo app and spot metering. If I go here, I can disable spot metering immediately. I cannot disable it while recording. It is disabled. If I press it, it will say disabled, spot metering disabled. What else can I do while recording? It looks like I can take my auto flicker, because it's there, and change it. And I could take my grid and I could turn my grid on grid and diagonals. On the camera, I don't think I have grid and diagonals. Well, why would I need diagonals? Maybe because if I want to line up something, I don't know. I really have no use for that. And then you can also turn on your overexposure. When you close it, it looks like I'm pretty good with my auto exposure. And let me just turn those grids off, or actually leave the grids and diagonals on, turn the auto exposure, and turn histogram. There's histogram. And I can move histogram anywhere I want. It's not on the camera. You don't have diagonals. I will double check that out for you right now. Let's swipe down, go into preference. Let's look for grid. Grid on. Crisscross, tic-tac, no diagonals. So that's an advantage on the Mimo app. On the Mimo app, I can simply turn it off, and will the camera now turn off? No. The camera stays on, and the Mimo app and the histogram's not on there. You know exactly what I mean. So they have a couple of interesting things that you don't see anybody else showing you. If you like to do live streaming, right? All you do here is just go down to live stream. On the camera itself, it does not have the ability to set up a live stream. Only the Mimo app. And I wish that DJI would have put a name in English to what this is, if it's their site or not. When you live stream with the DJI, you may get an overheating issue. And you may lose your Wi-Fi. And that I'm not going to show you. I'm basically talked about a lot of things here and showed a lot of things. And that I'm pretty happy to have showed some of the neat hints and tricks here. The Mimo app is pretty good if you have some type of use for it. For me, I have a smartphone, I have a tablet, a Surface, and I have a Mini, and I really don't use those to take videos and whatnot. I basically use my Osmo Action as is. On that note, thank you very much for your time, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a great day, everybody.